Hello everyone, it's me Dr. Shiji. In this video, I am going to discuss about the rules and fallacies of hypothetical syllogism. So what do you mean by syllogism? Syllogism is a deductive mediate inference in which the conclusion is inferred from two premises. It is divided into two, that is pure syllogism and mixed or conditional syllogism. Pure syllogism contains only same type of propositions, whereas mixed syllogism contains both categorical and conditional propositions. Categorical syllogism is a pure syllogism which contains categorical propositions only. Conditional syllogism divided into three, that is hypothetical syllogism, disjunctive syllogism and dilemma. The rules and fallacies of hypothetical syllogism. Hypothetical syllogism is a mixed syllogism, as we all know that, in which the major premise is a hypothetical proposition, the minor premise and conclusion are categorical propositions. That is the structure of a hypothetical syllogism. Okay, so a hypothetical proposition is in the form of if-then. It has two parts, that is antecedent and consequent. Antecedent is the cause which comes between if and then, and the consequent is the effect followed by the term then. For example, if one takes poison, then he will die. In this hypothetical proposition, one takes poison is the antecedent and he will die is the consequent. Rules of hypothetical syllogism. There are two rules in a hypothetical syllogism, that is affirm the antecedent in the minor premise and affirm the consequent in the conclusion. That is the first rule of hypothetical syllogism. Okay, so affirm the antecedent in the minor premise and affirm the consequent in the conclusion. Affirm means restate. The antecedent is the cause and the consequent is the effect. There may be several antecedents for the same consequent. For example, several antecedents like poison, accident, diseases, etc. to produce same consequent, death. Hence, when the cause exists, then the consequent must also exist. So, the symbolic representation of that first rule is, if A is B, then C is D. That is the major premise. A is B. That is the antecedent part of that major premise, right? So, minor premise affirming the antecedent. Therefore, C is D. That is the conclusion. So, in that conclusion, that is categorical one. So, that categorical conclusion is affirming the consequent part of that major premise. So, if A is B, then C is D. A is B, therefore C is D. For example, if a man takes poison, then he will die. So, that is the major premise. So, it is in the form of hypothetical proposition. So, a man takes poison is the part of antecedent and he will die is the consequent. So, in the minor premise, man takes poison will come, therefore he will die. That is a consequent part of that major premise, right? So, if a man takes poison, then he will die. Man takes poison, therefore he will die. And the second rule, deny the consequent in the minor premise and deny the antecedent in the conclusion. Deny means contradictory of the original. When the consequent is said to be absent, we can say that the antecedent is also absent. Symbolic form is, if A is B, then C is D. C is not D. So, the minor premise denying the consequent. Therefore, A is not B. So, in the conclusion, antecedent is denying, right? So, example, if a man takes poison, then he will die. Man is not died. Therefore, he does not take poison. So, these are the two rules, okay? Based on these two rules, a hypothetical syllogism has two valid modes: modus ponens and modus tollens. First one is modus ponens. It is also known as constructive hypothetical syllogism. Okay, modus ponens. It is one in which the minor premise affirms the antecedent of the major and the conclusion affirms the consequent. For example, if a man takes poison, then he will die. Man takes poison, therefore he will die. And the second mode is modus tollens. Another term of that modus tollens is destructive hypothetical syllogism. It is one in which the minor premise denies the consequent and the conclusion denies the antecedent. Example, if a man takes poison, then he will die. Man is not died, therefore he does not take poison. So, in minor premise, the consequent part is denying, and in conclusion, the antecedent part is denying. Fallacies of hypothetical syllogism. There are two fallacies actually in hypothetical syllogism. First one is fallacy of denying the antecedent. Fallacy of denying the antecedent. The fallacy of denying the antecedent occurs in a hypothetical syllogism. Deny the antecedent in the minor premise instead of affirming it. Deny the antecedent in the minor premise instead of affirming it. Symbolic form is if A is B, then C is D. A is not B, therefore C is not D. That is a symbolic representation of that first fallacy, that is fallacy of denying the antecedent. Fallacy of affirming the consequent, that is the second fallacy. It occurs when the minor premise of a hypothetical syllogism affirming the consequent instead of denying it. Affirming the consequent instead of denying it. Its symbolic form, if A is B, then C is D. C is D, therefore A is B. Actually, we have to, that minor premise should deny the consequent, not affirming. So here C is D came. So therefore A is B. So this is the second fallacy. So these are the rules and fallacies of hypothetical syllogism. Thank you so much. For more videos, please subscribe Philo Chords. Thank you.